to my channel. The famous I said it again, it's like my thing. I think that's just going to have to be my intro to my videos is Hi I am welcome to Anyway, I want to make a short video about what's going on at the moment. We are all living through something that is just mind-blowing. So the coronavirus. We are in lockdown in England. I'm filming this on the 19th of April 2020. So much for it being my year. It's not happening. I just kind of want to keep a record for myself, and also put out there what was happening in my world at this time. So the main things that I do in my life. Now, funny enough, last year I decided I want to work from home. I haven't set everything up, but this has kind of been a bit of a blessing in disguise because I am literally stuck at home. So for me, I have had time to really think about what I wanted to do on my channel and how I'm going to take my stuff forwards. Hence me making videos again. So in that way, it's been very, very rewarding for me. My son is at home. He is being homeschooled. I'm finding that really hard. I'm not a very academic person. I do like to learn, but I tend to like to learn things that I enjoy. So psychology, horses, anything to do with horses, psychology, things, you know, things that I call fun. Maths, English, science. Actually, I like science. I want to. The things that you need, and I know are very important, I find tedious and boring. So it's been tricky. I'm not enjoying that part of it, neither is my son. I think he's missing his friends, which is understandable. My daughter is a frontline worker. She works in retail. And she has actually moved in with her boyfriend because it's easier and safer for her to do that. So we haven't got her living in the house at the moment. So that's a big change. The other things that have really changed is the things that build up my life, or what I have in my life, is there were three main things. So the three main other things are, well, actually four, I suppose. So food shopping's been really interesting. We got told not to panic buy when this all kind of blew up in our faces and it all happened. Everyone did. But for me, I feel like the dumb one who did what the teacher told them to do, and everyone else went out and literally just went with food. Like no one could ever make food again, even though there's factories and warehouses filled to the brim of food. Everyone panic bought, and stupid things as well. It was just, what? And I did have one day where I got really scared because there was nothing left in the shops at all. And I had to, well, at that time, Katie was still living at home and I had to feed my family, and that was terrifying. But it was only one day, and then the shelves started stacking up. And we didn't actually, in this country, run out of food. What we did is they bought so much food, the poor retail people just couldn't get the food back on the shelves. So it's just, and then the other thing that was really sad is on social media, we saw all that food that people bought ending up in the bin. So all that fresh food, all the nice vegetables, everything that could perish quickly, just got thrown away. Just showing you what an absolute ridiculous, stupid bunch of people can really be. So that's the only thing that really got under my skin, I suppose, is a nice way of putting it. The other thing that the coronavirus, I'm very lucky. I seem to be fit and healthy, but we are checking our temperatures every day. I am also very lucky. So the guidelines at the moment is you are not allowed to leave your house unless it's essential. And the things that they class as essential is to go food shopping, but they ask you to do that like once a week. To exercise, you can exercise for up to 1 hour once a day from your doorstep. You're not allowed to drive anywhere to go, say, for example, for a walk through the countryside or with your dog or anything. if you are the sole carer of a person or an animal. So those are the guidelines, and that's what I'm sticking to. So luckily I am the sole provider for Fred, so I think that's the only thing that has kept me sane, although my lifestyle with him has completely changed around. So from before, I used to go up to the yard 3 times a day. I used to be up there for 2 to 3 hours a day, if you put it all together, working him, riding him, kind of feeding and just his general care, because basically I look after him. I don't pay anyone else to do it. He's my horse. I do everything with him. That's just my choice. That's what I enjoy. And because of the lockdown, the people who own the yard where I rent the stable where I keep him asked us very nicely to try and minimise the time we're on the yard, because it's a big yard, there's lots of people. So I decided to just stop riding. And so from going from like 3 hours a day, I've gone down to 45 minutes if you put it together. I go up there twice a day because he needs to be checked twice a day. In the morning, I literally just put him in the field, make sure he's okay. Later on in the day, I go up, muck him out, check him over and put him away. That's all I'm doing. The other reason is you can still ride. We haven't had restrictions saying we can't ride, but Fred is a very sharp horse. He's very quick. He will be fine and then he'll suddenly fly sideways. That's just his personality. He's a hothead. He's a what we call hot blood, or a hot-blooded horse. And that's part of the reason I love him. But this would probably be the one time he manages to put me into hospital, and I do not want to take a bed up in hospital because I'm riding my pony. I just think that's wrong. There's so many people who are at home stuck, who need treatment, have cancer, have things that are wrong with them, and they need help. And just, you know, so I can ride my pony. I'd rather just give him time off and bring him back into work when this calms down and we are allowed to kind of get our lives back a little bit. But that's my choice. I have friends who have very, very sensible horses. My cat's coming over again. Very sensible horses, and they're off riding and they're absolutely fine. But it's just my choice because I know what my horse is like, and I personally do not want to put that strain on the NHS because they're under a lot of pressure as it is. Dog walking wise, before the lockdown, I obviously used to go put the dogs in the car. Well, when I had my own car, that's another story. Used to put dogs in the car, go out to the countryside, go for long walks occasionally. That can't happen anymore. Instead of doing 2 walks, cat, I mean it, behave. Instead of doing 2 walks a day, we're only doing 1, and it's normally for about 45-50 minutes. We are walking from our doorstep around the countryside and back again. It's that simple. The dogs have been a little bit, what the hell's going on? But they're quite laid back for dogs, really. And we're very lucky that we actually do have a garden. So to be honest with you, I have no complaints for what's going on in this world and what's happening to a lot of people, and lots of people are losing their loved ones. We have been very, very lucky. The only thing I do find stressful is food shopping, because everyone is just not coping very well with this going on. I've seen people burst into tears because the trolley's wobbling, and just, yeah, everyone's not really thinking very, but understandably, they're scared. And I'm a little scared too, but I'm following the guidelines. And to be honest with you, you can't stop this. You've just got to carry on. I think worrying about it is just going to make it worse than it has to be. You know, it's here. We've been given our rules, follow them and you'll be fine. The other thing I am a little upset about is, I've mentioned it in a previous video, that I had some car problems. I got rid of the car I had and I was borrowing my daughter's car. When this all kicked off, I was test driving cars, kind of making up my mind which one I wanted, decided which one I wanted, and then everything shut. So I am still in my daughter's car. It's really not a big thing, but I am a bit gutted. For the first time in my life, I was like, yes, I can have my really nice car. And then, no, you can't. We're going to give you the bubonic plague and you're going to get stuck indoors and you will not be allowed to go and buy said nice shiny car. But that's just... maybe that's a good thing. I need to work on patience. I'm not very good at patience. So maybe this is the universe saying, right, love, sort yourself out. Calm. But anyway, so that's a little update of what it's like in the UK in this time of pandemic. And yeah, it's it is interesting. Yeah. So yeah. And if you dare walk past my house when we're in my house, my dog will bark at you. There we go. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch up with you guys. Bye. Go.